Comenzamos. Hello everybody, I'm Garrett Smith, trans-border poet, originally from Arizona and now I live in Toluca, near Mexico City. And I'm here today with the lovely and talented editor from Mexico City, Athena Fénix.
Wow.
Alright, so very proud to present my third book of poetry. This one is called Giving Birth to Stars. In Spanish it's called Nacer Estrellas. And this is a bilingual edition. Each book is handmade. And so you're going to witness Athena Fénix making the book by hand from materials that she has here in front of her. And we're going to end up with at least one book built right in front of you. Okay. Each poem in this book of poetry represents an emotion. So I like to think of it as a journey through a solar system where each planet represents an emotion. And on each of these planets of emotion, there's a poem. For instance, the very first poem represents the emotion of hopefulness, and the poem is called Golden Portal. It's about new beginnings, especially new beginnings at the beginning of the year. I yearn for the entrance of fire, a flaming door that devours and rebuilds, trees into ashes, coal into diamonds, marigold fields into open sea, weary souls into baby skin. To understand the singularity of the golden portal, you must understand the immensity of the desert that surrounds it. Thirsty, sandy, endless desert, Mother Earth's dry, dusty throat. No shadows, no clouds, an immense, unblemished blue curtain without mercy. No one lives in this vast, desolate plain. They could only survive if they lived like rats, emerging an hour at sunset, timidly from their burrows full of fear. If there were imaginary inhabitants, they would wake up blinded by the furious sun, eyes forever exposed to sun rays with no knowledge of mercy. They would stand in line for 2 hours for a measly ladle of water, never having felt the touch of the wind or the sound of water flowing free, where every drop is a sacred relic, an impossible treasure. 3. I anticipate the lengthy journey towards the golden portal, crossing desert horizons with no end. 3 days and 2 nights of blind marching without a blade of grass to promise salvation. I try to withhold my tears to moisten my mouth a tad, but it's no use. My mouth is full of sand. I want to scream to the historians of tomorrow that it was the promise of transformation that gave me wings. However, feet advance from habit with no urgency to arrive, with the very real terror of being stock still, for sensing the hot breath of offspring on the neck. 4. The solitude of the desert is suddenly broken with the advance of 3 solemn figures on the crest of the dune in late afternoon light. 3 elegant people with silks tinted with shadows, each magi mounted in the beast of his continent, camel, elephant, horse. They carry expensive gifts for the killer of death. They will reach the jubilee of shepherds and angels, the celebration of those who got there first. Who can tell for sure that we all don't march toward an identical destination, the deepest and most terrific catalyst in the world? 5. The flames of the portal are solid gold. They melt my skin from afar, destroying my doubts, turning anxiety into ashes. My sins never really had any substance. It's not easy to get there, but each wrinkle dissolves. Every scar is erased in the fire. The journey has left a mark on me. It leaves me naked, vulnerable, ready for a spectacular elevation to a level above the sun, where I merge with the stars like comic dust. I become the most polished star, the newest star, and the most brilliant. Thank you. And we're going to continue on this journey through the solar system of planets of emotions. The next planet we're going to visit is the planet of defiance. And the poem here is the poem Humanity. And this poem was inspired by a scene from the second movie in the Matrix trilogy, a scene called Celebrating Humanity. The poem is called Humanity. Jubilation night, on the eve of extermination, arms sweeping the vaulted ceiling of the cave, the skin on the giant drum just got spanked, toppling a bead over our head like masonry made of confetti. The arms of the multitude share the same air, our hips bend to one beat, bare feet polish the cavern floor, marking time with the unbreaking boom, the persistent percussion which launches our legs. Torchlight reflects on the dangling bells of our ankle bracelets, creating dancing cats of light on our bodies, slick and steamy. We choose to move our bones with abandon before machines come to crush them. Bones protected by flesh, humid, half naked. Bodies come flying over limbs uplifted. Group drops of perspiration hover, glass beads with hummingbird wings. We dance while machines dig toward us, improvising a choreography of defiance. Psychic strike by jig of contempt. We stomp on fear and bury it. Confidence bubbles out of us. We are still here, said Morpheus. So, the next planet we're going to visit in our journey through the solar system of planets of emotions, we're going to visit the planet of anger, and this poem is called Anger. It's about injustice in the world and things that really make us angry. Anger is a desperate dragon with bold or crushing strength and wings that spread sparks of fury like fires from the embers in its breath. Anger shows no mercy, just like a dragon on the hunt. Anger falls on everyone. You must catch it, deflect it, or run. Anger is the sentiment extreme that harms you while you have it. The whole time, you feel awful. The explosion pens forever. The best thing with anger is to run fast away. The best way to outrun anger is not to hesitate. Run. 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 Fast away. Let someone else take it on. You felt your share of anger. The stovetop is still too hot because every anger is a ticking clock, burning constantly inside you. The only way to turn it off is to resolve injustice in its entirety. Yet look, we must. The precipice is due for humans who love humans and for all who seek the truth. It is too hard to look at the dead when yet averting eyes finds hospitals in shreds. Millions of humans inhabit tents because their homes had bombs dropped on them. I told you, anger is the emotion you best should avoid. But here I am with the dragon clawing its way out from inside. Journalists, doctors, and ambulance drivers are direct targets in the line of fire. 35,000 is too many dead, especially when over 40% are kids. Schools, churches, mosques, and markets are blown apart by bombs from America. 42 bombs are released per day, falling upon every building in their way. The dragon has consumed my cool. My face is bright red and burns like the sun. Fingers compressed in an angry knot. My anguish released by shouting loud words we haven't even mentioned yet. The starvation deaths yet to come. Trucks with food are blocked from coming. Bombs are falling on empty stomachs. There is no food to buy in the store. The building isn't even there anymore. Mothers weep for lack of food to cook. Fathers cannot keep their children safe. And where can we share our anger? Where can we shout about the truth without fear of arrest, without getting kicked out of school, without being labeled as one who hates, when all we want is to stop their death? The dragon of anger has overtaken me. I just wish the world would see that there is no such thing as justifiable genocide. No world where killing has the green light. But in every world, peace is just. What if the next bomb were the last? Someone has to make the choice, to open their fist and not fight anymore, demanding an end to it with my angry voice, because silence is a vote to keep the war going. Why doesn't everyone feel the same rage? Why would anyone think the slaughter was okay? Unleash your dragons. Let fire fly from your throat. Don't suppress your message. Righteousness only burns when it can be heard. And we're still, thank you. Okay. And we're going through the planet, the solar system. We're going to visit now the planet of peacefulness. And this poem is about wishing for a world without violence. When Jesus comes for real. Two fighters staring straight into the eye of the other's rifle. Both frozen. Each one suspects that he carries a skeleton on his back. The one who blinks first loses. The game does not start over. The two await the coming of Jesus, the inerrant referee. With one breath, weapons around the world turn into butter. The enemies embrace, preparing pancakes to eat alongside the rifles. We continue on our journey through the solar system of planets of emotions, and we visit the planet of sadness. This is a poem about grief. Grief for the loss of a loved one. It's called Books. The room was warm with the smell of books left unread. Every object in the apartment floating like forgotten pages. I could only occupy half of the chair bedside. The voyage home is mammoth. She took her leave silently through an unopened door, and all of us remained with our hands inside of our chest, massaging our lungs to be able to exhale again. The words fall out of our mouth with no destination. Sounds don't penetrate the invisible world. We are obsessed with listening to our own echoes. Our voices spew forward silently, with no ears to hear us. Our hugs are one-sided affairs, because all the hugs have expired in a world where books are left unread. The next planet in our journey is the planet of faithfulness. This is a poem about the certainty of life after death. It's called Christmas is the River. The river was born where God had rested a finger. The parade of water is a constant drumbeat on the rocks, a rhythm that accompanies the aquatic sweep, the ringtone of the current, getting itself to fit within its own boundaries. The fish in the river are containers of pure carbon, which they release on the arid banks downstream, where a fly will not open its eyes without the wet kisses of the vital river. Plants suck moisture through the straws they have for roots, birthing shadows, the habitat for grateful ones. Green never stops being a miracle, where sand has dominated. The inhabitants immerse themselves in gifts: water, shadow, air, life. Life is the flower that never dies. Death is the soil that loosely covers the seeds. Christmas is the river where water never stops flowing. We're going to visit next the planet of nostalgia for a poem about Day of the Dead. It's called Sugar. You and I occupy the same air, but in different years. Here but not here, here but gone. I just inhaled the breath that you exhaled 10 years ago. My chair is warm from your long ago sitting. You made your abode in skin that now lays flat, converted into dust. You inhabit our house like vapor, like sounds trapped in the woodwork. The walls remember your touch. Your touch lays heavy upon our heads. We return your touch with flowers, bread, tequila, sugar. Both of us will taste sugar. Me, tonight, eating an enormous bread. You, a night like this one, with your sepia-colored bread sweetened with sugar cane from the most remote plantations. And then we're going to visit the planet of heartbreak. The planet of heartbreak, where nothing makes sense anymore. This poem is called Avocado. The seed is missing from the avocado. The stone that rolled down the road is an empty vessel. The ball does not bounce. All the seats are gone from the car. The words from page 122 all disappeared. It is the only page in the book. You ripped out the others a long time ago, and you filled the winds with papers. Like gravity, the pen does not mark your words because ink was stolen to fill the battery of the car. It became way too heavy to fit back into the pen. You woke up in a world without books. I mean to say, a broken world, where they demoted the only engineer who knows how to produce the percussion of the banjo string. All the instruments fall silent. The black dog that lives in your chest barks loudly in your ear. It's just about the only thing you hear. We've lost guacamole forever. Avocados do not grow without their seeds.
That is heartbreak.
It is a heartbreak, but then we're going to visit a better planet. We're going to visit the planet of gratitude, and the planet where we hear a poem that tells us that we should just accept good things that happen in our life and enjoy them. And so this poem is called Unexpected Shrimp, but we're going to take a 30-second intermission to pass out some refreshments.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And because we're going to learn about gratitude, so you guys can get something and you can be grateful for it. Okay, so help yourself, one or several or all of them. Okay, help yourself here. Yeah. And help yourself some pretzels. You bet. Okay. Here, do it yourself. Remember doing split backwards here. Here you go. You're welcome. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, great.
Okay, well, we still got plenty of pretzels here, so we'll save them for after the show. And then the poem is called Unexpected Shrimp. This is the wrong. Okay. Do you remember the day when the sun rose in the east? Do you remember the day when the sun rose in the west? Everywhere was overflow. The elements no longer fit in their containers. People walked into recently constructed walls. On my dinner plate were unexpected shrimp. Absolutely no opposition to the uninvited bounty. Unexpected shrimp is like butter on avocados, like building a shade structure for palm trees. It is a reward you didn't earn, a tuba that plays two tones at a time. Unexpected shrimp is candy from grandma, a cookie placed in your palm. Companions crowd the table. All are nodding in approval. They see me, the crustaceans. I get a special bonus supper. My only regret was lacking postage to send shrimp to hungry babies who don't even know their own zip code. They cannot reach the mailbox. Just an uncompleted project. Seafood in the hands of infants. Sometimes you get what you don't want. Completely unnecessary, but shiny. Something fruity and sublime, a bauble that brings gladness and overpaints the great cavities inside you. If only I could bank the love and skip all protein for a month. Pristine china would fill the cupboard, my belly, without a gap. Over time, luck rained down on me, yet other times it's dry, unwise to reject the happiness. Go eat all of it tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, this poem is called Cannibal. We're visiting the planet of desire, and on this planet we're going to hear a poem about excitement, something new. If I eat you, I will start with the legs. If I consume you, they will be the starter dish. If I must chew parts of you, the calves will be the first thing in my mouth. The thighs will follow. enormous bites. And if you ask Hemingway, he won't say a word. Not a blink of an eye on the page. But what happens, happens. I'll finish with your hips when my teeth have left their mark.
Very good.
Okay. All right, the next poem is called Hammers Come Crashing. This is from the planet of astonishment, where you can't believe what's happening. Hammers come crashing down. Glass breaks, debris flies in the wind. The clock stops at an odd hour of the night. Synapses overlap into starburst patterns. Paper flies from the hands of humans. God absorbs words, even burnt ones. Gibberish fills the airwaves. A nut is only a nut in your mind. The lumberjack got slapped in the face. One monster fills the entire closet. The princess falls in love with the stone, while the neighbor's lawn is softer than cotton. We continue on our journey and we visit the planet of transformation. And this one, everything looks different than it did before. The moment. Butterfly wings never beat the same air. The 6 cardinal directions all point west. Your altered state hovers like invisible butter. Thursday becomes the first day of the week. The clock doesn't reflect in the mirror. Sunlight repeats its daily dance, unrecognizable in the moment sublime. Didn't the sun used to be purple? Gamma rays dispersed in long purple fingers, gyrating like searchlights. Safety lies in the center. Nostalgia lies on the edges, where you no longer have access. We're getting to the romantic part of the solar system. We're getting to the romantic part of the solar system, and we're going to visit a planet called Breath. The planet of intimacy. The poem is called Breath. My breath leaves its fingers on your neck. Eyes closed, projecting short films on the inside of your eyelids. Your heart does not fit within your ribs when I flatten your chest with my heavy hand, cheeks like sandpaper. You have no shadow in this world, for in this one your shadow is a lake of fire where you will transform me. I will come out with another skin, regenerate my tail, know once and for all that the sun kissed me hard, the rains danced with me on carpets of flowers. I summoned the explosive sighs. No one else fills your shoes. The next planet is the planet of love. And this is a poem about the person I want by my side. It's called Next to Me, which in Spanish is A mi lado.
That's what that means. Mi lado.
A mi lado. Tú eres esa persona que levanta el sol cada mañana. A mi lado. Tú eres esa persona que comparte un paseo a caballo por senderos complicados. Tú eres la persona que me ayuda a alinear las estrellas. Trabajamos para mejorar las constelaciones, para limpiar los ríos que reflejan su luz. Encontramos voces olvidadas bajo la hojarasca del bosque, bajo las rocas en desiertos ardientes, en islas aisladas, bañadas por la blancura de las olas. Tu propia voz es un templo cuyas bendiciones caen sobre la superficie de la piel. Mi voz avanza a través del universo, trenzada en un patrón intricado con tu voz, con el brillo de lo que hemos creado. Un enorme globo de luz que proyecta nuestras sombras en la puerta de entrada a Oz, donde ambos solos poblaremos la ciudad esmeralda. Los muros, las calles, el palacio del mago están reservados solo para nosotros, porque a mi lado tú eres esa persona.
Quizá esto sea la felicidad. Sunday. Maybe this is happiness. Waking up to the sound of that long-awaited message. Sipping coffee, facing the morning mist. Answering emails, still in pajamas. Lighting the first cigarette of the day. Confirming that yes, it's Sunday. Taking a warm shower. Leaving the house and checking 3 times for the keys. Walking among the market stalls. Picking out vegetables for the stew. Thinking of you. Thinking of you. Thinking of you so much. Recognizing the familiar roots back home. Cooking something simple yet delicious. Eating while watching sitcoms on the phone. Getting my hands wet while washing the dishes. Separating organic waste from inorganic. Sweeping away the week's dust. Finding your jacket on the sofa. Sending a long message and knowing you will read it. Walking the dog through the park. Stopping by the Circle K for a drink. Reading in the most comfortable chair in the house. Calling mom and dad and knowing they're okay. Forgetting for a moment that you are far away. Organizing the study. Living through your book. Playing with the cat and a ribbon. Catching my reflection in the mirror while washing my face. Brushing your kisses that still live between the teeth. Wearing the same pajamas to answer more emails. Lying on the pillow that still holds the shape of the back of your neck. Sleeping without being able to dream of you. Getting up in the middle of the night and take a glass of water and realizing it's no longer Sunday and that you were present despite being absent. Maybe this is happiness, knowing that you exist and miles away you also miss the ordinary beauty of a Sunday spent together.
Thank you, Athena Fénix. And we only have 2 more planets to visit in our solar system. Second to last planet is the planet of devotion. And there's a poem that will talk about how 2 people together can create something that's greater than themselves. The name of this poem is called Giving Birth to Stars. With you, I want to give birth to stars. I want that our inner fires join together in blue explosions to fill the galaxy with shining relics. We scar each planet with tentacles of plasma, flattening mountains, erecting enormous temples. The wind obeys us. We melt the poles. Nothing stays the same. The comets write our names in the sky. And then, for our last planet that we're going to visit on this journey through the solar system of planets of emotions, we're going to visit the planet of resignation. A planet where we embrace and recognize the ending of things. This poem is called Late Afternoon Light. Late afternoon light touches the earth without making it warm. Every surface in the gray afternoon the same color as its shadow. The sunlight spills its color weakly, turning the world sepia and obsolete. Late afternoon light marks the ending of the beach party and the beginning of a reading of a book by the fire. The transition of the portal. Brilliance to golden, hot to warm, young to cold, open to close, day to evening. Reality to dream. The hour when the wine glasses come out and feeble afternoon rays bounce off the goblets to produce one final act of brilliance. Late afternoon light is the part of the day when dry leaves float to the ground, when one walks slower, the part of the day with gray hair, gray memories, gray light. Part of the day with gray hair, gray memories, gray light. Late afternoon light predicts the demise of the day. Countless hours of yellow sunlight reduced to the glow of a firefly. The sky is ready to close its eyes and adorn itself with stars. Yet we cling to the light as if it were something precious, as if it could still burn our skin, as if it were still propelling us through the day. The late afternoon light will extinguish itself on stone altars on the mountains. Darkness will erase the memory of light. You will see nothing, but you will feel with the tentacles of your soul that everything has changed. Everything is silent and deep. You will rest quietly in the abyss, waiting once again for daylight. Okay, what do we have? At the end, you've listened to the entire book of poems. Thank you so much. And we have a beautiful illustrated book, handmade, on stage in front of you. Okay. So we have a very limited number of these for sale.
4.
We have 4 books for sale. And how much are we asking for them? Oh, my book? Well, these are handmade books. So, but if anybody's interested in buying these today, we'll sell these for $20. Special festival price.
I'll get one.
Okay,
Sell
great.
mine for 20. It's not as nice as that.
Okay, thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Anybody has any questions about the book or about poetry in Mexico or Miami?